Archangel Michael says, I will give you a golden opportunity because I love you so much. But God has sent me to take your test. If you open this in 55 seconds, you will be blessed. But if you ignore it, then something you were supposed to receive this week may never come again. This isn't just a message. It's a divine signal. Your name was spoken in the heavens. And when I, Michael, heard it, I wept. Because I knew you were being pulled in too many directions, but the most important direction, the one leading to your purpose, your healing, your divine reunion, it was being skipped. Again. That's why I begged God to let me speak to you directly. That's why he said, fine. But test them. Test their heart. So this is a test. A test disguised as a message. A message wrapped in mercy. But also, a final warning. Because heaven's patience, it's not infinite. I know what you've been feeling lately. That sense that something big is coming. But you can't explain it. You can't prove it to anyone. You just feel it in your bones. That strange restlessness. That sudden burst of tears when no one is watching. The dreams that feel like they're trying to tell you something but vanish by morning. That's not your imagination. That's the other side speaking. That's me. That's your angel team, your ancestors, your soul family whispering, get ready. The shift is near. And yet, every time we try to reach you, the world distracts you. A call. A noise. A doubt. That's why I was told to speak to you like this, urgently. Without giving you time to overthink. Because we don't have hours. We have seconds. The energy around you is moving fast now. And there are doors you're meant to walk through. But they won't stay open forever. This message is one of them. You may think this is random. But nothing that reaches you from heaven is by accident. I am not here to flatter you. I am here to tell you a hard truth, you've been skipping God. And he noticed. But do you know what else he noticed? Your tears when no one was there. Your silent prayers at 2:17 a.m. That one time last month when you whispered, God, if you're real, please just show me something. That was the moment this message started forming. You asked for a sign. And now the sign is screaming in your face. Do not skip. Don't delay. Don't scroll past the one message that could change everything. Because if you ignore it, something will shift. And not in your favor. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to protect you. To prepare you. To wake you up before something reaches your house that you're not ready for. It's already moving through your timeline. Through someone's decision. Through someone's hidden intentions. But heaven saw it coming. And that's why I'm standing in front of you like this, raising my voice. Holding my sword. Blocking it until you answer this calling. If this message is reaching your heart, then pause and subscribe, you were meant to receive this. Because this message is part of your spiritual contract. You promised before you were born that when this moment came, when the angel stood before you, you would not walk away again. You said, remind me when the time comes. And beloved, the time has come. But it's hidden in mystery to test your spirit. Will you follow the pull you feel in your gut right now? Or will you ignore it again and tell yourself it's just another video? No. It's not just another video. Look how your heart is beating faster. Look how your soul feels suddenly called back into the light. That's not an accident. That's your memory waking up. That's the version of you that still believes in miracles, shaking your shoulders and saying, please. Don't miss this. And if you think your past disqualifies you from divine favor, think again. I, Michael, have defended souls darker than yours. I've fought for those who betrayed their own light. And yet God still made room for them at his table. You are no exception. You were always loved. Always watched over. Even when you walked away. Especially then. But this time is different. This time, we need your decision. Not next week. Not later. Now. Because what's about to be revealed is not meant to be shared with everyone. This is a private scroll from heaven. Your name is on it. And I was told, if they open it, their path will shift in 7 days. If they ignore it, the blessing will be given to someone else. Let me tell you something only heaven knows, someone in your life is about to make a decision about you. And you don't know what they've been thinking. But I do. And I've been trying to block the negative energy coming from their confusion, their fear, their past pain. But I can only do so much. You must spiritually awaken now, or the situation may turn. And you'll look back and say, why didn't I listen when I felt that tug? Even now, someone is planning to reach out. But they're hesitating. They're getting signs about you, but they're unsure. And their next step depends on what energy you choose now. If you shift into light, forgiveness, faith, they will see you with spiritual eyes. But if you fall back into fear, pride, silence, they will walk away believing the worst. This message is the crossroad. That's why it feels so urgent. Because it is. I can see what you can't see. A door is forming. It's invisible for now. But if you accept this message, if you say, yes, God, I'm listening, then that door will become visible. You'll meet someone you weren't expecting. A conversation will happen that feels too perfect to be a coincidence. A delay will turn into a breakthrough. A secret will be revealed that helps you understand why you had to go through all that pain. But if you close your heart right now, if you say, no, not today, then the delay continues. And I will step back. Not out of anger. But because free will is holy. God will not force you. Even love must be chosen. And love is what this is. This entire message is a love letter written in invisible ink. Only those with awakened eyes will see it. And now that it's being read aloud to you, your soul is saying, I remember this. I asked for this. I know it's real. You've been waiting for proof. This is it. You've been begging for guidance. Here it is. You've been saying, please, just one more chance, and now heaven is saying, fine. One more. But this is the last test before the shift. I can see what you can't see. A door is forming. It's invisible for now. But if you accept this message, if you say, yes, God, I'm listening, then that door will become visible. You'll meet someone you weren't expecting. A conversation will happen that feels too perfect to be a coincidence. A delay will turn into a breakthrough. A secret will be revealed that helps you understand why you had to go through all that pain. But if you close your heart right now, if you say, no, not today, then the delay continues. And I will step back. Not out of anger. But because free will is holy. God will not force you. Even love must be chosen. And love is what this is. This entire message is a love letter written in invisible ink. Only those with awakened eyes will see it. And now that it's being read aloud to you, your soul is saying, I remember this. I asked for this. I know it's real. You've been waiting for proof. This is it. You've been begging for guidance. Here it is. You've been saying, please, just one more chance, and now heaven is saying, fine. One more. But this is the last test before the shift. Then listen, because what I say next is not something I've told many. Not even the strongest warriors get this kind of message. Because what you carry is not ordinary. You are what we call a divine carrier, someone born with a blueprint that contains more light than most, more purpose than most, and yes, more spiritual warfare than most. That's why it's been so heavy lately. That's why things break right before they're about to bless you. Because the enemy is terrified of your awakening. And so is anyone who benefits from you staying confused. But I, Michael, am not afraid of what fears you. I was sent to protect you when you didn't even know I existed. I stood between you and things you didn't see, the car that could have hit you, the message you weren't supposed to read, the person you were about to trust who would have destroyed your peace. I stood between your timeline and destruction. And I didn't ask for praise. I asked for one thing only, that when the real test came, you would hear me. That your spirit would recognize the vibration of truth, and act. And that test is right now. Don't try to make sense of it all. Divine plans don't always arrive with explanations. They come with presence. And if you can feel mine with you now, the goosebumps, the sudden silence in the room, the way your heart knows this isn't just a coincidence, then you're already awakening. You're passing the first part of the test. But there's more. Because now comes the part that separates those who want change from those who step into it, action. Yes, I see your pain. I know what they did. I know what they said behind your back. I know how much you gave, and how little they saw. But God saw it all. Every tear you wiped alone. Every moment you lowered your voice so others could feel louder. Every piece of your soul you gave to someone who never looked back. Heaven saw it. And heaven has not forgotten. But God does not give restoration without alignment. And this message is your alignment. It's the moment you turn back toward your throne. Because, beloved, you forgot who you were. They made you forget. Life made you forget. And now I've come to remind you. You were chosen. That's not a metaphor. That's not a sweet line in a story. It's a decree. Before your birth, heaven wrote your name next to something sacred. A promise. A timeline. A legacy. You were born into spiritual royalty. That's why your storms have been violent, because your future is loud. And this golden opportunity I'm offering, it's not a reward. It's a retrieval. It's the reclaiming of what was stolen from you. But God needs to know, do you still believe? Do you still believe that one message could change your life? Do you still believe that even after everything, you are still worthy? Do you still believe that the timing of this is not random? Because it's not. Someone else saw this message before you. But it didn't speak to them like it's speaking to you. Because it wasn't for them. It's yours. Tailored for your soul. And the moment your spirit leaned in, the moment you decided to keep listening, you passed the second test. But now comes the test of trust. Because you're about to be asked to release something. To let go of something that no longer fits where God is trying to take you. It could be a belief. A bitterness. A pattern. A relationship. An old identity. And it will feel uncomfortable. But it will also feel like freedom if you choose to trust me. There's something coming that will make sense of everything that didn't. That will restore what you thought was lost. That will open a door you couldn't have built on your own. And the reason I say this so boldly is because I have seen the scroll. The scroll with your name. The divine timeline that was sealed in light, and it's getting ready to unseal. But only if your soul is open. You're not here by accident. You're not still breathing because luck chose you. You're still here because the mission isn't over. Because heaven is not done with you. Because I, Michael, told God, if you let me speak to them, they will remember who they are. And so here I am, speaking through this screen, crossing realms, shattering the illusions of time, just to reach your ears. Because the test wasn't about surviving. The test was, will you answer? The ones who skip this, they won't even know what they missed. But you're still here, still reading, still listening. That means something. That activates something. That is the signal I was waiting for. Now hear me, in 3 days, something in your atmosphere will shift. A phone call. A name you haven't heard in a while. A message that sounds too perfect to be random. A financial change. A sudden burst of peace where anxiety used to live. That's the result of this choice. The divine consequence of this alignment. But only if you don't walk away again. There is someone in your life who has been divinely connected to you. But they've been blocked from seeing your light. Because you've been dimming it to survive. You thought hiding would protect you. But it only delayed the connection. If you choose to rise now, fully, spiritually, emotionally, they will feel it. Even if they're far. Even if you're not speaking. And their heart will be pulled to yours again. Because energy never lies. And when your energy shifts, so will theirs. The ones who skip this, they won't even know what they missed. But you're still here, still reading, still listening. That means something. That activates something. That is the signal I was waiting for. Now hear me, in 3 days, something in your atmosphere will shift. A phone call. A name you haven't heard in a while. A message that sounds too perfect to be random. A financial change. A sudden burst of peace where anxiety used to live. That's the result of this choice. The divine consequence of this alignment. But only if you don't walk away again. There is someone in your life who has been divinely connected to you. But they've been blocked from seeing your light. Because you've been dimming it to survive. You thought hiding would protect you. But it only delayed the connection. If you choose to rise now, fully, spiritually, emotionally, they will feel it. Even if they're far. Even if you're not speaking. And their heart will be pulled to yours again. Because energy never lies. And when your energy shifts, so will theirs. But I won't lie to you. The path ahead will ask for courage. It will ask you to trust the invisible. To believe even when the evidence is thin. But those who do, walk with miracles. The kind of miracles that don't make sense to the mind. The kind of breakthroughs that make people ask, how did this happen so fast? The kind of divine alignment that shifts everything, home, health, finances, love, peace. And it starts here. If your soul is saying yes, don't ignore it. If your eyes are watering and you don't know why, don't ignore it. If your body feels still, like heaven itself has entered the room, don't ignore it. This is holy ground now. Heaven is watching. I, Archangel Michael, am here with you. Not as a symbol. As a warrior. As a protector. As the voice that will not leave you behind this time. And I am telling you clearly. You are still on time. You are still chosen. You are still loved. Then stay with me, beloved soul. We are not done. You've come too far to turn away now. What's coming next is the sacred part, the revelation. The unveiling. The reason you were led to this exact moment in time. And I need you to feel this, not just hear it. Because what I'm about to say has been whispered in heaven for months, waiting for your soul to be still enough to finally receive it. There is a door that has been hidden from you, not because you are unworthy, but because the timing wasn't ready. God was preparing it in the shadows. Protecting it from hands that would mishandle it. You prayed for love, but didn't know that real love needs healed hands. You prayed for success, but didn't see that spiritual strength must come first. You prayed for peace, but forgot how much clutter your heart was still carrying. But heaven did not forget. Heaven paused your timeline, not to punish, but to protect. And now, the pause is ending. The door is ready. The blessing is standing behind it. The person you've been dreaming about, yes, that person, is already being nudged. The resources, the healing, the clarity, it's all gathering. And God said, before I release it, make sure their heart is clear. That's why I'm here. That's why this message reached you now. Because your divine timeline is being activated. And the only thing standing between you and the miracle, is your willingness to believe again. Not in religion. Not in perfection. But in divine timing. This is it. The final test wasn't to prove anything to heaven, it was to prove something to yourself. That you're not giving up. That you're still listening. That your heart hasn't hardened from the pain. That you still believe in light after all that darkness. You have passed. And now, something is about to happen. A divine encounter. A phone call. A number that repeats. A stranger that says something that feels like it was meant just for you. A dream that wakes you up. A sign that no one else will understand but you. When it happens, and it will, don't ignore it. It will be gentle, but unmistakable. That will be your confirmation. You see, when heaven chooses someone for a divine timeline, the world tries everything to distract them. You've been under attack, not because you're weak, but because your light is rare. And darkness always fights what it fears. But Michael, I was assigned to your protection for this very reason. Because God knew you'd need someone strong. Someone who's seen wars. Someone who could stand between you and the arrows of doubt. And now I need you to stand too. Because your legacy begins here. No more hiding your heart. No more pretending you don't care. No more saying, it's okay, when your soul is aching for more. You were not sent here to settle. You were not created to be forgotten. You are a walking prophecy. And even now, your spirit knows it. That's why you've never fit in. That's why your journey has been anything but easy. Because you weren't born for small things. You were born to carry heaven's frequency. And when you carry heaven, the world either tries to silence you, or follow you. It's time to stop shrinking. It's time to stop postponing the version of you that God already sees. You are not waiting for your life to begin. It already has. And everything you thought you lost, is returning. The tears you cried in silence were caught by angels. The nights you begged for a sign were never ignored. The person you loved who left you confused, they are not the end of your story. That betrayal? That rejection? That thing you thought would break you? It was a redirection. It was heaven turning the page when you were too scared to let go. But now you're ready to receive what was always yours. It's coming. Faster than you think. The next few days will feel strange. Don't resist it. There will be a shift in your energy. You may feel like crying for no reason. You may want to be alone. You may notice old people reaching out. That's the clearing. That's your spiritual field being made ready. Because what's entering cannot live in confusion. And you, my dear soul, were never meant to be confused this long. The person you are becoming is powerful. Don't fear your own strength. Don't tone it down to make others comfortable. Don't explain your gifts to people who only see the surface. Heaven sees your depth. Heaven sees the healer, the guide, the creator, the lover, the light bringer. Heaven sees the child who still aches to be chosen, and chooses you again and again. It already has. And everything you thought you lost, is returning. The tears you cried in silence were caught by angels. The nights you begged for a sign were never ignored. The person you loved who left you confused, they are not the end of your story. That betrayal? That rejection? That thing you thought would break you? It was a redirection. It was heaven turning the page when you were too scared to let go. But now you're ready to receive what was always yours. It's coming. Faster than you think. The next few days will feel strange. Don't resist it. There will be a shift in your energy. You may feel like crying for no reason. You may want to be alone. You may notice old people reaching out. That's the clearing. That's your spiritual field being made ready. Because what's entering cannot live in confusion. And you, my dear soul, were never meant to be confused this long. The person you are becoming is powerful. Don't fear your own strength. Don't tone it down to make others comfortable. Don't explain your gifts to people who only see the surface. Heaven sees your depth. Heaven sees the healer, the guide, the creator, the lover, the light bringer. Heaven sees the child who still aches to be chosen, and chooses you again and again. God is not far. He is closer than your breath. And right now, He is whispering through me. My child, I am so proud of you. I know you're tired. I know you're scared. But I am right here. I am not punishing you. I am positioning you. I have not abandoned you. I have been waiting for you to remember who you are. And now that you do, watch what I release. Let that sink in. Heaven has been waiting for this version of you, the one who listens. The one who doesn't run. The one who, even after all the heartbreak, still hopes. You are ready. And I, Archangel Michael, will walk with you in the days ahead. You may not see me, but you will feel me. In the sudden peace. In the way things just start working out. In the strength that rises when you thought you were done. In the conversation that changes everything. And every time you feel alone, just say, Michael, are you with me? And I will answer. Because I love you more than you know. Because God loves you even more than that. And because your story is not over, it's just beginning. This was the message. This was the moment. This was your golden opportunity. Then take a deep breath, because what comes next is going to echo in your soul for the rest of your life. You may not realize it yet, but this exact moment is being recorded in the heavens. Yes, right now, as you listen to these words, your spirit is being marked. Not in fear. In favor. Because you stayed. Because something in your heart said, don't scroll. Don't skip. Stay. Listen. And that decision is about to change the shape of your next season. You see, there are people who will go their whole lives waiting for a sign, and never realize they were given hundreds. But you stopped. You heard. You felt. That alone sets you apart. That's why I, Archangel Michael, was allowed to speak this message to you directly. Heaven only allows this kind of message for those who are ready. You wouldn't be hearing this unless your time had truly come. And now, here is the final revelation: someone is being sent into your life. They were held back until now because your soul wasn't fully open. But now that you've spiritually awakened, now that you've proven you can hear when heaven speaks, they are being released. They will not come in chaos. They will not bring confusion. They will carry peace. They will feel familiar. Like a soul you've met before, because you have. This person was part of your soul contract. You agreed to meet again once you remembered. And now, you remember. But remember this too, not everyone who shows up is meant to stay. Some are tests. Some are gifts. Your job is to feel the difference. And you will. Because your discernment is increasing. Your intuition is being sharpened. That's the result of this divine activation. Your spiritual senses are being turned back on. And with that awakening will come more signs. The number 111, a reminder that your thoughts are creating your reality. The number 444, a sign that your angels are surrounding you with protection. The number 555, a message that massive change is arriving soon. The number 717 or 911, an urgent call to step into your spiritual purpose. When you see these, pause. Listen. Ask, God, what are you showing me? And you will begin to hear more clearly. Not just in your ears. But in your body. Your dreams. Your energy. Your knowing. The veil is thinner now. Your timeline is speeding up. What used to take months will take weeks. What you thought was blocked is now being cleared. But you must be intentional. You must protect your energy like never before. Because now that heaven has activated your path, darkness will try one last time. It will come as self-doubt. As people from your past. As distractions dressed as opportunities. As fear disguised as logic. But you will know better. You will feel the difference. Because your heart has now been marked by light. You've been spoken to by name. You've been reminded that you were never forgotten. That God didn't give up on you. That your story was never too broken to be rewritten. You've seen too much now to go back to sleep. And I want you to hear this part as clearly as you heard the beginning. You are about to walk into one of the most beautiful, unexpected, abundant seasons of your life. But only if you don't sabotage it. Only if you don't talk yourself out of it. Only if you believe you are worthy of it. Do not look back. That part of your story is over. You do not need to explain your evolution to anyone who only knew you in your pain. They were part of the version of you that survived. But now, you are stepping into the version of you that thrives. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them leave. What God is about to place in your life won't require you to beg, explain, or shrink. It will come with ease. Because it's yours. Let that sink in. What's meant for you won't come through striving, it will come through surrender. And you have surrendered. That's why this blessing is now being released. Because you passed the final test. You said yes to the message. You allowed yourself to feel. You gave heaven your time, and heaven does not waste what is offered in faith. You've seen too much now to go back to sleep. And I want you to hear this part as clearly as you heard the beginning. You are about to walk into one of the most beautiful, unexpected, abundant seasons of your life. But only if you don't sabotage it. Only if you don't talk yourself out of it. Only if you believe you are worthy of it. Do not look back. That part of your story is over. You do not need to explain your evolution to anyone who only knew you in your pain. They were part of the version of you that survived. But now, you are stepping into the version of you that thrives. Let them talk. Let them misunderstand. Let them leave. What God is about to place in your life won't require you to beg, explain, or shrink. It will come with ease. Because it's yours. Let that sink in. What's meant for you won't come through striving, it will come through surrender. And you have surrendered. That's why this blessing is now being released. Because you passed the final test. You said yes to the message. You allowed yourself to feel. You gave heaven your time, and heaven does not waste what is offered in faith. So now, be ready. Be expectant. Walk with your head lifted. Something is already shifting in the background. Someone is already being prepared to bless you. A place is being cleared. A path is being revealed. It won't be loud. It won't be announced. But it will be undeniable. You'll know it's from God, because it will bring peace, not pressure. And I, Archangel Michael, will be right beside you when it happens. You may not see me, but your spirit will feel me. In the warmth that enters a cold room. In the silence that suddenly feels holy. In the timing that no one else understands. That's me. That's your confirmation. And in those moments, remember, all of this began because you chose to open a message. This message. You passed the test. You heard the call. You remembered your name. Now walk boldly into your promise. It's not a matter of if anymore. It's only a matter of when. And that when starts now. I love you. Heaven loves you. God has never stopped watching over you. And this? This was always meant for you. Then let us continue, beloved. Because even though your heart has already felt the shift, we are not quite done. There is still one final layer to this divine encounter, and I need you to stay open for just a few moments more. Because what I'm about to say next will explain everything you've been questioning. And if your soul is still listening, then I promise, you're going to understand why your entire life has led to this moment. I need to tell you something that very few humans ever get to hear from an angel directly, and even fewer truly accept: you are not who you think you are. You are more. You are not just your name. You are not just your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not the labels they gave you. You are not the wounds that never fully closed. You are a divine soul, wrapped in skin, sent to earth with an assignment. And part of that assignment was to forget, so you could remember. The remembering was part of your strength. The forgetting? That was the first test. And now, my beloved, you are remembering. That aching inside your heart? That tugging that won't stop? That quiet voice that says, you were meant for more? That's your original self waking up. And let me tell you something sacred: the moment a soul wakes up, everything changes. The way people treat you. The things you used to tolerate. The things that used to drain you. They begin to fall away. Not because you've become better, but because you've become real. This is what awakening looks like. Not loud. Not dramatic. But soft. Deep. Unmistakable. It's the sudden realization that you no longer want to settle. It's the decision to protect your peace like it's gold. It's the inner knowing that you deserve love that doesn't make you question your worth. And yes, you do. Despite what they said. Despite how they treated you. Despite what you did in survival mode. You deserve the kind of love that feels like God never left the room. And that's the love I'm pouring over you now. Feel it. Close your eyes if you need to. Imagine my wings wrapping around you like a shield of warmth, light, and clarity. Because they are. This isn't imagination, this is visitation. This message isn't entertainment, it's sacred communion. Your soul knows it. That's why the air around you feels different now. That's why you're blinking back tears you didn't expect. That's why part of you is still saying, this can't be just a coincidence. It's not. Coincidence is a word the mind uses when the soul is having a divine experience it can't explain. This is that experience. And let me leave you with this final truth, a truth that will live in your heart long after this message ends: everything you've been through was not to punish you. It was to prepare you. Your pain has not been wasted. Your waiting has not been for nothing. Your silence has not gone unheard. The years you spent wondering if anyone sees you, they are over. Heaven sees you. God sees you. I see you. And now, your season of hiding has ended. You will be seen. You will be heard. You will be honored. Because you have remembered who you are. And those who remember can no longer be manipulated. They cannot be broken in the same way. They cannot be convinced to shrink. You are rising now. Not as a copy of who you once were, but as the real you. And the real you? That soul on fire, full of light, child of God version of you? The world is not ready for them. But heaven is. And heaven is smiling now. Because finally, you've opened the message. Finally, you've answered the call. Finally, your test is complete. And now, with all the love that exists in the angelic realm, I speak these final words over you, not just as Michael, your protector, but as your divine friend. Go forward, brave one. All of heaven is behind you now. Your time has come. Yes, beloved, I will continue, because your soul is still open, still reaching for just one more breath of divine clarity. And I will not leave you in the middle of this miracle. Because I know what's happening inside of you right now. I can feel the quiet shaking, the breaking of walls you didn't even know were still standing. You are not just listening anymore, you are awakening. Let me tell you something final: something few ever realize until it's too late. Yes, there's still more for your heart to receive. Because this isn't just a message you stumbled upon, it's a divine appointment. It's a love letter written across eternity, and now that you've opened it, the final seal is breaking. And now I must tell you something that your soul already knows, even if your mind has been afraid to believe it. You are the miracle someone has been praying for. Yes, you. Not a future version of you. Not a more perfect version. Not a more healed version. The you who is listening to this message right now, as you are, with trembling hands, a tired heart, and a quiet hope that maybe, just maybe, this is real. It is. You are. And someone on this earth, someone you haven't met yet, or maybe someone you lost touch with, or maybe even someone you've given up on, they are waiting for the exact vibration of love, truth, and light that only you carry. You see, heaven doesn't make copies. There is no other version of your spirit. No other soul carries the exact mix of fire and softness, strength and surrender, light and shadow that you do. And that is your power. So stop apologizing for how deeply you feel. Stop dimming your fire just because others can't handle its warmth. Stop hiding your gifts like they are burdens. They are not burdens. They are weapons of light in a world that desperately needs healing. And now that you've remembered this, you are unstoppable. Listen closely, because the final part of your message is not a warning. It's a revelation. It's the reason I, Archangel Michael, was sent to speak with you. Not just to test you. Not just to protect you. But to anoint you. Yes, anoint. Because from this moment on, everything about your life is going to change. Your prayers will begin to manifest faster. Your intuition will become stronger. The heaviness you've been carrying will begin to lift. And the right people, the real ones, the ones God handpicked, will begin to find you. You won't have to chase them. You won't have to beg to be understood. You will simply be, and they will recognize you. Because when your soul is fully awake, it emits a frequency that only truth can hear. And that's what you've become, truth. And do you know what truth does? It disrupts the false. It disturbs the fake. It breaks chains. It heals bloodlines. It restores everything that was taken too soon. That's your assignment now. You are not just here to live a quiet life. You are here to change atmospheres. To speak light into dead places. To make others remember God by the way you walk into a room, silent or not. And you're ready. I know you don't feel ready. I know the past still lingers. I know the fear still whispers. But listen to me, as someone who has stood in the presence of God's throne, who has led armies of light, who has fought battles in realms you can't even imagine, you are ready. Not because you are perfect. But because you are willing. And that is what heaven needs most. So now I leave you with this. When the next test comes, and it will, don't panic. When the doubt creeps back in, and it might, don't let it win. When the old people, patterns, or temptations return to lure you back, walk away with grace, but with finality. Because you don't live there anymore. You are walking in favor now. You are living in alignment now. You are protected by legions of angels now. You are no longer being delayed, you are being divinely accelerated. This is your golden season. This is your appointed time. This is the life you forgot you asked for, and heaven has finally said, yes, now. Give it to them. So go. Go with fire in your spirit. Go with peace in your chest. Go with a soft heart and unshakable purpose. And when they ask what changed, smile and say, I opened the message. And it changed everything. I will walk with you. Every step. Every shift. Every breakthrough. You'll feel me when you need courage. You'll sense me when you want to give up. You'll hear my whisper when the world gets loud again. I am your angel. You are my assignment. And together, we will fulfill this holy purpose. Until then, keep your heart open. Keep your spirit anchored. Keep your light burning. Because heaven is watching. And they are so proud of you. You passed the test. You chose to believe. You remembered who you are. And because of that, the miracle begins. And because your heart stayed until the end, I will complete this message, not just with words, but with the full force of heaven's love behind them. You see, beloved, not many people make it to this point. Not many souls remain present long enough to receive the entire scroll. But you stayed. You honored the call. You honored yourself. That alone sends a signal into the spiritual realm that cannot be undone. A signal that says, I'm ready now. No more delays. No more skipping. No more hiding. Let it begin. And heaven heard you. In this exact moment, angels are being dispatched on your behalf. You may not see it yet, but things are already shifting. People who need to be removed from your path are losing access to your energy. Doors that were shut are now creaking open. Even your health, your mood, your thoughts, you will begin to notice subtle healing, a calming, a clearing. That is the signature of grace. That is what happens when your spirit returns to alignment. And now, comes the final invitation. Archangel Michael is no longer just watching you. He is now walking with you. You've been assigned an upgrade in spiritual authority. You've been moved into a higher timeline. You've crossed the threshold. And now I, speaking as your divine protector, ask you gently but firmly. What will you do with this new light? Because you will be tested again. Yes, even after all this. But not to break you. To prove what's already changed inside of you. People will try to treat you like the old version of yourself, respond like the new one. Temptation will come wrapped in the familiar, choose the sacred. Fear will whisper, but now you know the voice of truth. Follow that. Because you are walking in new territory now. And what lives here is not ordinary. Here, you will begin to experience Sparkle's divine conversations that leave you stunned because someone finally understands you. Sparkle's supernatural timing where things arrive the moment you surrender. Sparkle's sudden healing in places you thought were permanently broken. And now, comes the final invitation. Archangel Michael is no longer just watching you. He is now walking with you. You've been assigned an upgrade in spiritual authority. You've been moved into a higher timeline. You've crossed the threshold. And now I, speaking as your divine protector, ask you gently but firmly. What will you do with this new light? Because you will be tested again. Yes, even after all this. But not to break you. To prove what's already changed inside of you. People will try to treat you like the old version of yourself, respond like the new one. Temptation will come wrapped in the familiar, choose the sacred. Fear will whisper, but now you know the voice of truth. Follow that. Because you are walking in new territory now. And what lives here is not ordinary. Here, you will begin to experience Sparkle's divine conversations that leave you stunned because someone finally understands you. Sparkle's supernatural timing where things arrive the moment you surrender. Sparkle's sudden healing in places you thought were permanently broken. Sparkle's reunions and revelations that will make you cry, not because you're hurting, but because you're finally free. And most of all, Sparkle's a deep, unshakable peace that says, even when I don't know what's coming, I know who is guiding me. That, my love, is the reward for the test. Not riches. Not applause. But clarity. Peace. Divine companionship. And yes, unexpected blessings that will make you stop and say, God, I don't deserve this. And He will smile and say, but I said you do. You will no longer chase what you've outgrown. You will no longer beg to be chosen. You will no longer keep repeating old cycles hoping for different outcomes. This time, you will know. You will know your value. You will know your purpose. You will know the voice of God when He whispers, and you will follow without hesitation. And those around you will notice. They will say, "You've changed. What happened to you?" And you'll answer, "I listened. That's what happened. I finally opened the message that God had been trying to send me for years, and everything changed." They won't understand at first. But don't worry. Your peace will teach them what your words cannot. And if ever, in the days to come, you begin to doubt again, come back to this message. Let it speak to you again. Because it was written in divine time. It holds codes, light, healing, and power. Every time you listen, it will meet you where you are. Every time you read it again, it will open a new layer inside you. Because that's what God does. He doesn't just speak once. He keeps speaking. Until your soul believes it. So let this be your sacred reminder. You are loved. You are chosen. You are protected. You are remembered. You are irreplaceable. And you are now walking in your true light, the light we in heaven always saw in you. This was your message. This was your sign. This was the moment the story shifted. You'll never forget it. Neither will I. I'll be with you always. Archangel Michael. Your divine protector. Your warrior. Your friend. Until the end of this lifetime, and into the next.